Welcome back to Vivid Jack Gaming, where we're going to be diving into Strixhaven. See what kind of lessons we're going to be learning from here. 1 spirit token. Zoop. Art card. Foily Island. Experimental Science costs us 2. It's a lesson. Search your library for a basic land, reveal it, and put it into your hand, and then shuffle your library. You gain 2 life. Mascot Inception costs us 3 and a red for a sorcery. This spell costs us 3 less if it targets a creature token. Gain control of a target creature until end of turn. Untap that creature. It gets +2/+0 and gains haste until end of turn. Umberka Juke costs us 2 and a black for an instant. Choose one. Target player sacrifices a creature or a planeswalker, or you get to create a 2/1 white and black inkling creature token with Lion. Sulphur's Boots costs us 1 for an equipment creature has flying, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card and then discard a card. Costs us 2 to equip. Team Pennant costs us 1 for an equipment creature gets +1/+1 and has vigilance and trample. Equip creature token costs us 1, or the regular equip costs us 3. Stormcorn Artist costs us 3 and a red for a Dwarf Shaman. It gets a +1/+0 for each artifact you control. Has Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery card, create a treasure token. Has a 2/2 body. Spell Satchel costs us 2 for an artifact that has Magecraft. Remove a book counter from the Spell Satchel and we get to add a card list. Or we could pay 3, tap it, remove 3 book counters from it and draw a card. So it looks like the Magecraft is what we end up putting spells on there. So whenever we play an instant or sorcery spell, we may put a book counter on it. Blarg, Dean of Chaos, costs us 1 and a red for Orc Shaman. Tap it, discard a card, draw a card. Or you can pay 4 and a red. Tap it, reveal the cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-legendary, non-land card with a mana cost of, or mana value of 3 or less. Mana value, that's something new with this thing. Put all revealed cards not cast this way at the bottom of your library in a random order. Has a 2/2 body. And then over on the other side, it's an Augusta Dean of Order. Costs us 2 and a white for a legendary human cleric. Other tapped creatures you control get +1/+0. Untapped creatures get 0/+1. Whenever you attack, untap each creature you control, then tap any number of creatures you control. Has a 1/3 body. Well, that's kind of cool. Because Parmari costs us 2, a blue, and a red. It's a full art for a legendary Elder Dragon. Has flying. When it enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. Artifacts you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast instants or sorcery spells. Has a 3/4 body. And then we got Harmonize. Costs us 2 and 2 green for sorcery. We get to draw 3 cards. Overgrowth Art costs us 1 and a green. That's a foily. That's a plant wall defender. Tap it, add 1 life. Pay 2, sacrifice it, and then we get to learn. That means there's a lesson outside the game, and we may put it into play. Has a 0/4 body. That wasn't too bad of a pack. Shooting it over with pack 2. We get a mini game. Try figuring that out later. Art card. Planes. Pest submarine. Costs us 1. A black or a green. And it costs us 2 of those. Has a lesson. Create 2 1/1 black and green pest tokens. Whenever this creature dies, you gain 1 life. Human effigy costs us 3 and a red for a spirit. Whenever 1 or more creature cards leaves the graveyard, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. It's a 4/3 body. Pilgrim of the Ages costs us 2 and a white for a spirit. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic planes and reveal it and put it into your hand and then shuffle. Pay 6, return it from the graveyard to your hand. Costs us 2 and a 1. Pillage Drop Warren costs us 3, a red, a spirit, and it's a spirit dwarf who has reach. You get to pay 2, tap it, sacrifice it, return a target instant or sorcery card from our graveyard to our hand. Activate this only when you can do a sorcery. Has a 1/5 body. Stone Rise Spirit costs us 1 and a white for a spirit bird flying. Pay 4, exile a card from your graveyard. Target creature gains flying until end of turn. Has a 1/2 body. It's the legendary Snow Day. Pay 4 and a 2 blue. It's an instant. Tap target creatures. Those creatures don't untap during their controller's untap step. Draw 2 cards and then discard a card. Maelstrom Muse. Costs us 1 and a blue, and then a blue and a red and a red. This is a Danger Wizard flying. Whenever it attacks, the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn costs us X amount less, where X is the power of this guy when it resolves. Aversion of Alliteration costs us blue and a red. So sorcery, put the top 3 cards of your library, or look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them put one of them into your hand, and put one of them at the bottom of your library, and exile one of them. You may play the exile card this turn. Lore Horror Command costs us 3, a red, and a white. For an instant, choose 2. Create a 3/2 red-white spirit token creature. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain indestructible and haste until end of turn. Or Lore Horror does 3 damage to any target. Target player gains 3 life. Sacrifice a permanent and draw 2 cards. Warworld Denial costs us 2 and a blue. For an instant, for each spell and ability your opponent controls, counter it unless it pays 4. I think we got a shiny turtle. Quandrix Consultator costs us 1, a blue, and then a blue or a green, and a blue for a turtle druid. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic forest or island card and put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. It's a 3/4 body. In the last pack, we have an elemental token that's a 4/4 body, blue and red in color. Art card. Swamp. Introduction to Annihilation costs us 5 for a lesson. Exile a target non-land permanent. Its controller draws a card. Clogworker Archivist costs us 6 for an artifact creature construct. Has reach. We could pay 2, tap it, put a target card from a graveyard onto the bottom of our own library. It's a 4/5 body. Study Break costs us 1 and a white for an instant. Tap up to 2 target creatures, and then we may learn. Just in case we don't need a lesson card that you own from outside of the game and put it into your hand. or discard a card and draw a card. That's what Learn does. Now we have a little bit of knowledge. Ageless Guardian costs 1 and a white for a simple spirit soldier. That's a 1/4 body. Flood Age General costs 1 and a red for a spirit warrior. Tap it, attacking spirits get +1/+0 until end of turn. Has a 2/2 body. Pillow Drop Rescuer costs 4 and a white for a spirit cleric. Flying. When it enters the battlefield, return a target creature card with a mana value. Man, this mana value is going to get us every time since we're used to mana costs. Costs 3 or less to your hand. Creative Outburst costs 3, 2 blue, and 2 red for an instant. It deals 5 damage to any target. Look at the top 5 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand, and the rest of them at the bottom of your library in a random order. Pay either 2 blue or 2 red or whatever combination that you want to do with it. We get to discard it, and then we get to create a treasure token. Prismari Apprentice costs blue and a red. It's a human shaman. Has Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, the apprentice can't be blocked this turn. If that spell has a mana value of 5 or greater, put a +1/+1 counter onto him. It has a 2/2 body. Conspiracy Theorist costs a 1 and a red for a human shaman. Whenever the Theorist attacks, you get to pay 1 and discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Whenever you discard one or more cards, or whenever you discard one or more non-land cards, you may exile one of them from the graveyard. If you do, you may cast it this turn. It's a 2/2 body. Claim the Firstborn costs 1 red. It's a sorcery. Gain control of a target creature with a mana cost of 3 or less until end of turn. Untap it. It gains haste until end of turn. And the final card is for Philosophers of Slumbery. Slabology. I don't know. It's a foily. It costs 1 and a white for a human or a core cleric. The pressure enters with the battlefield. We get to do a lesson. So that means we either get to play a lesson from outside the game, or we could discard a card and then draw a card. Has a 2/1 body. I have to say, the first pack was better by far, but it wasn't too bad. What did you think about it? What would you end up picking up if you were drafting it? Let us know down in the comments below. If you're liking the content that we're putting out, like, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon to be notified about any of our future content. Till next time, see you later.